The farmer casually tossed a tool into a jar, and it turned into two. Startled, he thought he'd imagined it, and dropped in another one. The next second, there were four. That was when he understood. This was a magic jar that could duplicate anything. He began copying farming tools in bulk and selling them cheaply at the market, quickly earning his first fortune. Then he put the money into the jar and duplicated it into gold. The wealth came too easily. The farmer grew obsessed with getting rich, spending his days at home copying gold, doing nothing else. Before long, he moved into a grand house, its rooms piled high with gold. One day, the landlord who had sold him the land came knocking. He claimed the jar had been dug up from his field and demanded it back. The two argued and came to blows, and were taken together to the magistrate. After hearing both sides, the official was skeptical. He personally dropped a fan into the jar. It became two. He dropped in two more. They became four. At once, he knew it was a treasure, and greed took hold, claiming there was no proof of ownership. The official threw both the farmer and the landlord into prison, and kept the jar for himself. Back home, he prepared to duplicate a family heirloom. Not noticing that his father had entered the room, the old man mistook the jar for a storage crock, and while trying to move it, slipped and fell inside. When the official returned, he was about to toss the heirloom in, when a pair of hands suddenly reached out, crying for help. Panicking, he pulled his father out. But then the same voice came from inside the jar again. A second, identical father emerged. The two immediately began arguing, each insisting the other was the fake. Before the truth could be decided, they both fell back into the jar. The next moment, one, two, a dozen old men climbed out of the jar. All of them pointed at the official, calling him their son. The courtyard was completely packed. The official collapsed and fled to the dungeon. The farmer and the landlord sneered, saying, "It was greed that did this to you." Finally awakened to the truth, the official rushed back to the hall and smashed the jar. Green smoke drifted away. All the copies vanished, leaving behind only one, the real father.